So, you got a really good deal on a used bow, but it looks like this. Used bows, some is simply required. That's what's coming up next on Breaking Edge Outdoors. Okay, so a little backstory. I went to an auction yesterday and I got a really good deal on this bow. But as you can see, there is some assembly required. And I really think that's why I got such a good deal on it. Well, that is just a cheap bow. This is a Silent Strike Rex from what I can tell from what I could find. I've never done this before, so this is going to be a learning experience for me. But we're going to start going through the process of getting this bow put back together. Okay, sorry, my furnace is going in the background. That's where I have my little shop, is down in the basement where everything else is. Okay, let's see. That's a little bit better. Okay, first thing we need to do is determine the top, our riser orientation. Of course, put the shelf here. This is the top, this is the bottom. The cables were already on it. And I'm guessing by the cam orientation that this is my bottom limb and this is my top set of limbs. They're split limbs, there's 4 limbs. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get our limbs set back in the limb pocket. And grab an Allen key. We're not going to tighten these down, we're just going to snug them up so the limbs don't fall out. Make sure the limbs are all the way up in that pocket. Snug her up. Okay. Now I've just got the string dangling and flopping about. I'm gonna go ahead and take it completely off. Get it out of the way. Okay, set this aside. Grab our handy dandy bow press. I had my Elite Victory 37 in here last time. This bow's nowhere close to 37 inches axle to axle. This is going to take a little while. Okay, now that we're in the press, anytime that you guys are using a bow press, you want to be, careful. You want to make sure that your limbs are are securely set in the fingers, and you don't want to over squeeze it. And well, I don't really know what I'm doing, so we're just gonna go with that. But okay, now hello. Well, this might work. Okay. Well, that monster is kind of screwing me right here. Well, the big press isn't going to work. Hold on a second while I find my portable press. Alright, well, I found my easy press, or my portable press, rather. But it turns out that I've never used it either, so it's going to be in pain too. So for right now, I'm going to just try and figure out how everything actually runs. Because, like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm not entirely sure where everything goes and how it actually goes. And unfortunately, I don't have a bow here with a split bus. That's what I'm looking for. I don't have anything with a bus cable to kind of go off of, so I'm just kind of winging it. But let me show you. Okay, so far, pretty sure we got the string figured out. The cables. I know they gotta go around the mod. Alright, I went and got, I've got a new breed of clips here. There again, it's not a split bus, but surely I can still go off of that and get an idea of what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so the down cable, not the down cable, but the bottom cable should, that can't be right. That can't be right at all. It's got to go around the mod somewhere. Okay, might have just had a breakthrough. I think I've got it figured out. So let me just show you on the bottom cam here, that way I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm really riding the struggle bus today. Hey, looky there, we can do this. Try to not give you guys a seizure here. I'm shaking. Okay, this right here is the bottom yoke. comes off the bottom limb. I believe it wraps up and around here and then connects down here, so that way when the string is on correctly and this cam rotates, it'll be sitting up against that mod. So that kind of makes sense. So I got the string started. Let me set you guys back in here. I'll see if I can't get this portable bow press working a little bit better. This is a Bowmaster portable press. It's actually pretty simple and easy to use. You just take on a split limb, this is the split limb adapter. You just take and hook it on the limbs. On both sides, top and bottom. Get the cable out of the way. Then you just take you a little, this is a 5/8 socket. Once you've got the cable running through all the pulleys and everything. Yeah, you're right the first time. Anyway, just throw your socket on there. Okay, give us a little slack in our cables. Then should pull this string up and around. Hello. Ho ho! By golly, I think we got her. If you guys ever press a bow, before you relax it, you definitely want to check to make sure that everything is in the grooves where it's supposed to be. I mean, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of tension on this bow. I have the limbs backed out pretty far, so I can kind of manipulate it by hand. Uh-huh. And there we go. By golly. Like I said, we were riding the struggle bus there for a little bit, but I'm still not entirely sure if that's right, but she's on there. It looks good. This half a mile of D-loop doesn't quite look so great, but hey, I didn't put it on there. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Really thought about seeing if I can pull this with my finger, but I'm not going to. Too many bad things can happen there. Yeah, shoot, limbs look like they're in the pockets. Actually, those look like they're out a little. Hey, we got tension on it now. I dropped my wrench. Oh. Yeah, that limb's out of the pocket a little. Those cables probably should have been on the other side. I don't need. I need to get a cable slide guide, a cable guide. Yeah, you can see that little bit of a gap right here between the limbs and the pocket. There it is on the bottom. Well, I mean, even though the bottom's still out, you can see it doesn't have that gap. So I might have to fix that. Well, there's no might have to fix that. We gotta fix that. I need more wrench. I don't really know anything about the specs on this bow. I need to look into it a little bit farther, find out what everything's actually supposed to be, and make sure that I've got it within specs so it will actually tune. Here in just a second we'll get a wafer. Just buried both the limbs. Scale. Eh. $59.94. £59. Oh, it's probably actually closer to 60. 60 pounds. It's actually kind of impressive out of this little bow. That is, I don't know who set this up, but it is way out of whack. If you look where the breast goes and how high that D-loop is. Oh my. I don't know. Alright, well, we're not done with this bow. We are for right now. But we are going to go through and set this bow up. We're going to get a rest put on it, and some sights, and we'll take you guys through the process of paper tuner and all that good stuff. Show you from start to finish. Alright. Anyway, guys, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone every once in a while. Learn something new. I mean, when you're messing with a bow, most of it's not hard. I mean, everything I have learned, well, most of everything that I have learned, I've learned from watching YouTube videos. Buy a few things. A good bow vise. I wouldn't buy that bow vise. I don't like that bow vise. I'm always afraid it's going to drop my bow. A press. My big press here, a buddy of mine actually made that for me a few years ago. So that's why it's kind of a pain. It's got solid fingers if you look at most of the other presses. If you look at most of the other presses, the fingers are split, so that way you can adjust the width. Mine I cannot, so that kind of limits me to what all I can and can't press. Yeah, there's not much to working on bows. If you can find a deal like this where I literally paid $1 for this bow, that was it. Just a single dollar bill. If you can get something like that where you can kind of experiment with it and play with it, then hey, that works out great. It really does. Because I would not have taken my bow completely apart and tried to put it back together. That just sounds horrible. Sounds like you're gonna have a bad time. But whatever it is that you're after, get after it and keep after it.